I quit my consulting job almost exactly 1 year ago. I was working as a graduate management consultant for a big corporate firm, and I'd been working there for about 1 year before I quit. If you're new here, my name is Tintin. Yep, that is my real name. And now I work full-time for a YouTuber called Ali Abdaal, which I never would have expected when I quit a year ago. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the decision to quit consulting, the past year overall, and whether I made the right choice. So some context, I started the consulting job in January 2021, and then I quit in January 2022. But 3 months before I quit my job, I started this YouTube channel, which led me down this kind of rabbit hole of the online world, and it led me to quitting my job 3 months later. I had no idea that this YouTube channel would take me in that direction, but I started off just making videos about anything that came to mind, about books, about ideas, about concepts, things that I wanted to talk about on the internet. And then because I was making these videos and I then decided to quit my job, I decided to make a video about why I wanted to quit consulting. So I made that video exactly a year ago, and in it I asked myself these 10 questions to check that I'm quitting for the right reasons. And I talked through it because I wanted to share my thought process for anyone also considering like career changes and quitting things and making big decisions. And so I know when I look back now that my decision-making process was relatively robust. It was quite a quick turnaround from starting this YouTube channel to then thinking about quitting my job, which is about 2 months from October 2021 to December 2021. I started thinking about quitting, and I knew that I didn't want to make the decision too quickly. So I asked myself all of these different questions, and I realized that I actually just had to quit. So I'm pleased with the decision-making process that I went through, and it was definitely the right decision at the time, but whether it was in fact the right decision overall, and a year later, can I say it was the right decision? I'll talk more about later in the video, but there are 4 things that I spoke about in that video that I still use to this day, and I think are particularly useful tools to help you make the right decisions in life, or make better decisions and help you think things through, because it's really hard to know what the right decision is. The first one is reflecting on your work life in each of these 5 areas: money, status, purpose, people, and content, i.e. like the content of your work. And so reflecting on your job and your career in each of those areas and how well you're doing, or how good you feel about each of them. And I did that a year ago, and I still think about it these days, and it's just an incredibly useful tool. The second one is the idea of 51% decisions. I still use this all the time. 51% decisions is this idea that you cannot predict the future. And so you'll never know whether the decision will be the right decision or not, and you have to accept that you will never reach 100% certainty about any decision. So what we should do is gather as much data as we can and as much information as we can about a decision in that moment, and then try to get to 51% certainty about the decision that we want to make. And then we just make that decision knowing that we can't predict the future and that we might be wrong, and we should be okay with that, because it's really hard to make decisions if you're hoping for 100% certainty. I recognized that I was around 70 or 80% certainty at the time, and I thought I'm never going to get that extra 20 or 30% that I'm looking for. So this idea of 51% decisions was really important to me at the time, and I still think about it a lot today with basically any decision. The third thing was the quitting framework. I'll just put that up on the screen now. I still go through this, I still use this, and I think about if I'm pursuing something, am I pursuing it for the right reasons, and is the reward worth it basically for this thing that I'm pursuing? It just helps you clarify your thinking. And then the fourth decision-making thing that I still use is the idea of regret minimization, and thinking about, will you regret not doing this thing or doing this thing in the future? It's far more likely, and there's data to support this, that you will regret not doing something more than you regret doing something. So inaction and not doing something because you're scared or because you don't know how it's going to turn out, that you will regret that more than you will actually doing the thing and it turning out to be the wrong thing, because at least you tried. And that's something that I think about a lot, and I try and live my life in that way as much as possible, despite it being very difficult to always do the scary thing. So those are some things that helped me a year ago to make the decision to quit my consulting job. And I then spent the next 5 months like self-employed, doing a few different things like online tutoring, working with an education company, and continuing with these YouTube videos. And in June 2022, I got this job working for a YouTuber called Ali Abdaal. So I've been working there around 7 months, and I now basically work with Ali on the YouTube channel. That's like my main focus. I help him write videos, make titles and thumbnails, and I'm the one responsible for making sure that the videos actually get published on the platform, which is kind of a crazy turn of events. My job, that wasn't my job when I started. Now that's kind of what I'm now working on. And it's kind of crazy to think that when I started making this YouTube channel, I didn't really know anything about YouTube or how to even publish a video. And now I'm doing it for a really big YouTuber and I'm having a lot of fun. And that brings me onto the last part of this video, which is, was it the right decision to quit my job a year ago? And I can happily say that it was. I didn't know it at the time. I really didn't. And I spent 5 months feeling quite nervous about and stressed about the decision that I'd made. But now, a year later, I feel very content with the decision. And you can even see it at the time, a year ago. If you watch my videos, you can see the nerves coming through in some of the videos that I'm making, and the way I'm talking. I'm a little bit stressed, and I'm just overthinking a lot of different things. And I'm trying to, you know, do my best and enjoy the process. But there were a lot of different things going through my mind. And now I feel a lot more settled, and I still want to make lots of YouTube videos. And I got very lucky getting the job when I did. But now, what next? What next for me and what next for the channel? Well, I am going to continue making lots of YouTube videos, because you would think that working with someone like Ali and working, actually literally being paid to be a professional YouTube nerd, that I'd learn a thing or two about YouTube and I'd be able to implement it on my own channel and help this channel grow and share what I'm learning as well with the audience, with whoever's watching. So yeah, that's exactly my plan. I'm gonna make lots of YouTube videos and I'm gonna continue growing this channel. I've taken a bit of a break over the last 2 months because as I've become very close with Ali's channel, it has complicated things a little bit for me on my own channel, kind of what can I make videos about, and overlapping content, and just not being in the headspace to sort of focus on 2 channels at once. So my goal is to make lots of YouTube videos and talk about the things that I'm learning, and talk more broadly about the creator economy and the online sort of entrepreneur revolution that's going on. And I want to make more videos about making money online and kind of more entrepreneurial things, because that's something that I've really started to get into since working with Ali. It's not something that I actually had such an interest in before I got the job. So there's going to be a shift in my content there. I'm going to hopefully keep it as a personal channel and just keep making videos about all the different things I'm learning, and be led by viewers as well. So if you want to hear anything in particular from me or what I'm doing at my job at work, then comment anything below. But yeah, I'm going to be making more videos. So that is kind of where I'm at now, and I'm really glad that I quit my job a year ago. I'm so glad. I can't believe that I did it. When I look back, I just think about how stressful it was and how nervous I was, and how incredible it is that I actually managed to go through with the decision, considering everything that was like going on at the time in my life. And I got super lucky, but now I want to take advantage of that luck and double down on the YouTube channel and make more videos and see where I can get to with that. But to get a full picture of what I'm talking about here and some useful ideas, it's worth watching my video here about why I quit consulting. I made it a year ago, and you can see I'm looking slightly different and feeling slightly differently. So definitely check that out. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.